Neighbors were impacted by this storm stretching from Montgomery County in Maryland to Fairfax County in Virginia. Yes, we have to talk about the damage and setbacks, but also the humanity on display. Our Katie Lusso is live in Montgomery County tonight with a look at the damage, but also how people jumped in to help their neighbors. Katie.
Yeah, we saw so much of that today, but first I want to give you a live look right now at the bus that a tree came crashing down on earlier tonight. Now, Montgomery County Police just told me in the last 5 to 10 minutes that they were actually trying to move this bus. So this happened earlier this afternoon. You can see they do have some barricades down underneath the tires. They're trying to figure out how they can safely move this bus out of the area, but the impacts of this storm felt all across our area, from Montgomery County in Maryland to Fairfax County in Virginia. But in the midst of chaos, we also saw neighbors stepping up to help one another. Simone DeFilipantonio is counting her blessings.
Just, shaky.
She was coming from the nursery, had just picked up some plants, and was waiting at the light to turn onto Bradley Boulevard from Burdett Road in Bethesda.
All of a sudden smash, and it fell. This big branch fell.
But in panic, she also saw kindness.
One that stopped, and she's like, come in, and I was like, really, I was so grateful.
Farther down Bradley, near Pembroke Road, another tree down.
We just heard this thunk come right behind us, and this tree fell, I don't know, it was probably 10 feet behind us where the last car went through.
Neighbors and strangers worked together to cut away the branches.
I saw that everyone was turning around, so I decided to stop. First, I tried with the truck, maybe pulling the tree out, but I noticed that it's still embarked in the roots. So I just grabbed my tools that I had available, and we did what we could.
In less than an hour, they worked together to get one lane back open to traffic. Meanwhile, Fairfax County also saw its fair share of impact, from power lines on fire in Herndon.
This is freaking crazy.
To trees crashing down. This from along Morning View Court. And then this. A doorbell camera capturing a tree come crashing down along Nutting Drive in Springfield.
And as soon as I pulled the blinds open, we saw the tree, and it was just like starting to tip over in slow motion. And so it hit their house. Ran over, knocked on the door, no response, forced myself in, and fortunately nobody was home.
Now, luckily, no serious injuries have been reported in any of the spots we checked out in Virginia and here in Maryland. And just for a little more context about this bus here behind me, we are on an east-west highway just steps from Connecticut Avenue. Again, they are working to get this bus out of here, but then they still have the process of getting the entire tree out of this area. So try and avoid where we are if you can for the next few hours or so. In Bethesda, I'm Katie Lusso. Back to you.
Yeah, we showed you that bus there on east-west highway on the news at 5 o'clock. So this really does exemplify the work that crews are up against tonight. Sometimes it just takes a while. All right, Katie, thank you so much. You stay safe out there as well. As we've been mentioning, the storm packed a powerful punch as it roared across D.C. Our Alexis Wainwright picks up our coverage tonight live in Foggy Bottom. And Alexis, I understand neighbors told you they heard thunder and everything just changed quickly, just like that, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Lorenzo. A lot of the neighbors I spoke with say that they are still shaken up by all of this. Now, within the last 10 minutes, we have driven through this neighborhood, and we can tell you that a lot of the trees are still down and partially blocking a lot of the roadways. We do want to show you, though, the damage that we are still seeing right now on the 900 block of 25th Street. You can take a look here and see this tree was uprooted and fell on this home. Thankfully, the power is not out here, but neighbors say they're glad no one was seriously hurt.
I've lived here for a few years now. I've never seen anything like this.
People still can't believe their eyes after seeing the damage throughout the district after a storm Thursday afternoon.
There were a couple of lightning and thunder strikes, and one really loud lightning and then immediate thunder strike, louder than that I've ever heard before.
Neighbors say they could hear the storm as it moved through.
You could hear the thunder crackle, and I thought that it had to be right on top of us.
It forced some drivers off of the roads.
We actually had pulled over because it was raining so hard.
There are dozens of down power lines and trees blocking roads from 33rd Street Northwest all the way to 9th Street in Southeast. But one thing that has many people's attention in Northwest is this tree that was uprooted and fell onto a row home along the 900 block of 25th Street.
It was clearly a very strong storm.
We were shocked that it was so big and just had hit the house like that.
We ran into Sam, who says he was just finishing up a run when he almost got hit by this tree.
A lot of wind started coming through, and then everything around started snapping and cracking, and so I kind of just booked it back. And then when I turned around, the tree was there. There was a few branches that hit me.
But this is just one of the many trees that fell in Foggy Bottom.
Just down that way, there's another one and then another one just one block over. So it seems like it was real intense right here.
Damage was also done to this car right across from there. You can see a tree branch fell through the sunroof into the car. Michaela Mason says the tree fell right where she normally parks her car.
It's really frightening because we were like, that could have been our car very easily. You know, you don't think that stuff like that would happen, but it just kind of makes you more aware.
And as neighbors count their blessings tonight, they say they're surprised how fast and powerful this storm was.
With all of this damage so quickly, it's really surprising.
Now, no injuries were reported here at this scene. We also know no injuries were reported throughout the district, but want to remind people to take their time and be careful as they make their way throughout the city. Meanwhile, the cleanup process hasn't started yet. Reporting live in Northwest, Alexis Wainwright, WUSA 9.
Yeah, so many trees down, so many close calls today. It is remarkable no one was injured. That is the bright spot for sure. Alexis, thank you. And you know,